Welcome to this explainer. Have you ever stopped to think about how exactly we justify our belief in things we literally cannot physically see? I mean, we navigate our entire lives relying on a solid bedrock of unseen truths, but we almost never pause to examine the actual machinery behind that trust. So today, using some really brilliant insights and a very grounded analogy, we're going to unpack the logic behind believing in the unseen, step by step. Okay, let's dive into this. How do you believe in a place you have never personally visited? Let's take the continent of America as our prime example here. Say you live on the exact opposite side of the world and you've never once set foot in America. You've never seen its coastlines or its cities with your own two eyes, yet you don't lose sleep wondering if it's just some giant myth, right? Your certainty is absolute. But why? How can you have this unwavering certainty about a massive physical reality that has always remained entirely invisible to you? Section 1. Believing in unseen realities. The answer to that question about America is actually quite simple, but it forms the basis of pretty much all human knowledge. You see, our certainty doesn't come from direct personal observation. Instead, it comes directly from the continuous, reliable accounts of people who have actually been there. Generations of travelers, countless news reports, intersecting maps, and just endless documentation all coming together. This overwhelming consensus of testimony forms a rock-solid foundation of trust. You don't need to physically see America because the collective, reliable witnessing of others essentially does the seeing for you. Ultimately, reliable testimony creates absolute certainty. Now, this isn't some rare phenomenon. This is everyday logic. It's exactly how we function as human beings. But I want to pose a really thought-provoking question to you right now. If we seamlessly use this exact same logic of everyday trust to confirm the existence of physical geography, can this be applied to other, more abstract, invisible realities? Think about it. If a continuous stream of reliable sources is enough to prove an unseen continent, could that identical framework of trust be used to prove unseen realms totally beyond our physical world? Section 2. Life and Conscious Beings. We'll explore this through the framework of Islamic scholar Bediüzzaman Said Nursi. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this is where the deductive reasoning becomes truly elegant. Bediüzzaman points out that the most important, ultimate result of the universe is life. Life is the absolute pinnacle of creation. From there, we just look around us, and we see that the Earth is constantly filling up and emptying out with an incredibly diverse array of living things. Our tiny planet is literally teeming with life. And that brings us to a really powerful logical deduction. If this tiny speck we call Earth is so remarkably rich with life, then the vast heavens, the suns, the stars, those immense cosmic spaces, they must also be animated. They must have their own conscious residents to give them meaning and awareness. And in this theological framework, these conscious inhabitants of the heavens are known as angels. Section 3. Consistency and Unseen Realms. Let's connect this logical deduction right back to that America analogy we started with. Bediüzzaman argues that just as we know with absolute certainty that the unseen continent of America exists based on the news of those who have come from it, we've got to apply that exact same standard here. We should trust the numerous, continuous, and highly reliable sources, prophets, scriptures, and spiritual witnesses that testify to the existence of unseen realms. They're essentially the travelers reporting back from a very different kind of territory. And this brilliantly illustrates how heavily we already rely on this process. I mean, consider historical events. You weren't there when the pyramids were built, yet you believe the history books, right? Consider distant countries, just like our America analogy. Or consider subatomic particles. You've probably never met a quark or shaken hands with an electron, yet you fully accept the testimony of physicists because their collective reporting is reliable. The immense weight and validity of unseen evidence completely dictate our daily lives. Applying this logic to unseen realms is absolutely not an inconsistent double standard. Actually, it's the rule of consistency. If you accept atoms, historical figures, and unseen continents based on reliable testimony, well then believing in angels or unseen realms based on the continuous, reliable testimony of spiritual sources aligns perfectly with standard human reasoning. It's not some blind, irrational leap in the dark, it is the exact same rational framework, just applied to a totally different category of reality. So the crucial point is how this logical foundation perfectly anchors the descriptions found in religious texts. Take this verse, for instance, from chapter 35, verse 1 of the Quran. Praise be to Allah, who created the heavens and the earth, who made the angels messengers with wings, 2 or 3 or 4. Once that logical groundwork is laid, once we actually understand that unseen realms must logically be populated by conscious beings, and that reliable testimony is a completely valid source of absolute certainty, then descriptions exactly like this one, of angels as winged messengers navigating the heavens, find a really profound and rational anchor in our minds.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to chew on. What unseen truth do you believe in, and where does your trust actually come from? Whether it's the subatomic particles holding together the device you're watching this on right now, a distant country you dream of visiting someday, or the angels in the heavens above, your reality is fundamentally built on a foundation of trust. I really encourage you to deeply reflect on your own belief systems today. Take a moment to examine the ultimate sources of your knowledge and just appreciate the incredible, unseen framework that allows you to make sense of the universe. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of understanding. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.